Let's begin refining our facial deformations. Now we've already gone through the process of painting weights. I'll show you a few techniques in the next few lessons, but we should already have the understanding down as to how to add weight, so we won't spend too much time here, but let's go ahead and get started. We'll grab the character's upper jaw and we're going to go ahead and add some animation. Let's go to frame 1, we'll press Shift E. Let's head over to frame 10. I do have auto key on, so we could speed up the time it takes to create the next key by simply rotating the upper jaw back. Alright, with the character's face selected, we'll now go ahead and grab our paint weight tool. I've added it to the shelf. Remember, you could also access it from the skin menu, edit smooth skin, and here it is, the paint skin weights tool. Let's go ahead and open up the option box so we can get to our other influence objects we'll need to weight to. Great, so from here, we'll go ahead and check our settings. We'll want our value set to 1 and our paint operation set to replace so we can block and weight. We're also using the hard brush for the same reason. So these are settings we've already taken a look at. Let's say we go ahead and get started. Now as we start to paint, you'll notice that it looks like we're not painting a full weight of 100% in a few areas. This is simply due to the renderer we're using right now in the viewport. If we were to go to the renderer menu, right now it's set to viewport 2.0. I primarily like to use viewport 2.0 for look dev, but when it comes to rigging, painting weights, animation, I tend to just go ahead and stick with the default quality renderer. So now we can see exactly where we're painting, how much influence each point is receiving. Alright, so let's make sure we stick with that. We'll also press the 1 key to show the true form of this mesh so we know exactly where our points are. Sometimes in smooth mode, when we press the 3 key, can be a bit misleading. So again, in low res mode, just pressing the 1 key should be able to paint a lot faster. Now I'm painting over the points that will eventually paint to the upper and lower lids. Remember, we're just blocking this in one step at a time. And we don't have to concern ourselves with the right side of the character's face because we can save time with the mirror weight tool. So we'll just go in, start to paint more weight. FYI, if you'd like to remove weight, you can hold down Control and click. I'll go ahead and fill that area in again though. We'll go ahead and go through and just fill in these areas. Remember, you could also hold down the B key and drag with the left mouse button to adjust the radius of your brush. So if you need a larger radius, just go ahead and hold down the B key and drag to the right. Dragging to the left will decrease the radius. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the ear to the upper jawbone. So that should be fully controlled by that. Then as we get to the neck, we could always go ahead and use this edge here as our stopping point to know, okay, by the time we get to that edge, shouldn't really go any lower than that. The points underneath should be controlled by the neck bone. More or less. We could always work with the weight hammer to just kind of smooth those areas out so they're not so rough. And it doesn't matter if we paint a little bit on the right side. The mirror weight tool is smart enough to know what we need to re-weight. So no worries. Alright, great. So we'll go ahead and just fill in these areas just a little bit more. And now we can start to test out our deformations by simply scrubbing. Alright, so there are some points here that need more influence around the upper lip, so I'll go ahead and start to add some weight. Alright, I'll also start to add some weight on the inside of the mouth. And it may seem kind of rough at first, but you'll get the hang of it, and you'll realize that it's not too big of a hassle at all. There we go. So that's looking much better. So you can see the right side looks really extreme. So what I'd like to do at this point is simply go in and mirror weight. We'll head over to Skin, Edit Smooth Skin. Feel free to hold down Control and Shift and add the tool to your shelf. The settings should be just fine. The mirror plane is correct. and we are mirroring from positive to negative. Everything else here is great. Let's go ahead and choose mirror. And now as we start to scrub, you'll see that our deformations are looking much better. You'll see that we have some points around the eyelids to reweight, so I'll just go ahead and fill those in. And then we'll head back to frame 1. With the mesh selected, we'll go ahead and mirror weight. And now, notice how much better that looks. So instantly, we're getting some great results. Let's go ahead and start to block in some more. I'll go ahead and move to the neck. We'll go ahead and choose select influence, and we'll go ahead and just fill in this area. All right. I might increase the radius of the brush and just start to add more influence here. Great. And now fill in right where the neck connects into the head. What we want is a nice crease as the lower jaw opens, so we're just making sure that we'll get that nice crease. Okay. So at this point, what I'd like to do is just kind of scrub through and take a look at how the weights are coming along. Remember, you can go ahead and work with the weight hammer just to kind of smooth a few areas out. So just to give you an idea of this, we can go ahead and press F8, grab just a few points on the neck. And then we can go ahead and apply our weight hammer tool. All right, so that's looking pretty cool. Looks like there are a few points that are collapsing a little bit too much. So remember, when that happens, you can always go back to your weight tool, fill in those areas that are collapsing a bit too much, and then for areas that need to be smoothed out a bit more, remember, we can go ahead and work with our weight tool set to add mode, or you might experiment by just going in and grabbing the weight hammer once again, but not selecting as many points, because remember, it's averaging the weights by looking at points that surround the points we have selected. So you might get a better result if you just go in and select fewer points. All right, great. Then at this moment, we'll go ahead and take a look around the mouth. Looks like we have some points here that we can go ahead and smooth out a bit. So I might go ahead and grab the Paint Select tool and grab some points around the lip that should pull down just a little bit more. Okay, great. I'll go ahead and take a look at the points on the inside, making sure not to grab too many of them, but we do want the side of the lip here to pull down a bit more. This doesn't look too flesh-like. So now when we use the weight hammer, take a look. We've instantly smoothed those areas out. They look much better than they did before. All right, great. So I'll go ahead and continue to work with the weight hammer just to kind of smooth these out a bit more and get this looking more organic. Great. And then we'd want to do the same thing for the lower lip. We'll just go ahead and marquee select a few points here. And go ahead and work with the weight hammer again. All right, excellent. Now remember to keep a mirror nearby, because we want to kind of use our own faces as reference to know how the lips should deform, how the head should deform. So you get the idea. We want to kind of go in and make sure we're getting those realistic results. I might go back to the painting tool and again select the upper jaw. We can always right click and choose select influence. You can see we have some points here that would need to be reweighted. So I'll just go ahead and fill those areas in, and then use the mirror weight tool to take care of the opposite side. All right, so already we're getting some really nice looking results. All right, so what I'll go ahead and do is stop the lesson here, since we have an idea as to how to skin and weight the character's face. I'm going to go ahead and leave the rest up to you, and I will provide the final weights, so you can go ahead and take a look at that by the next scene file. And then in the following lesson, we'll go ahead and take care of the eyelids.